My name is Angel Palacios, and our proposal of this healthy and delicious recipe is to take advantage of the seasonal products that everyone can have available in our fridges and in our urban gardens. Products such as the following aromatic plants: Spanish and Greek basil, some sprouts, and halophiles. Here we have the ingredients that will make up our dish. We are going to make a seasonal tomato tartare, confit with olive oil and the aromatic plants that we have already seen, along with avocado and a pink prawn carpaccio. I have chosen such presentation because we are in a region of Spain where the products of the garden, in this case the seasonal tomatoes, form an essential part of our kitchens and homes. The tartare will be accompanied by a soy-cured egg yolk caviar. Let's start cooking, shall we? We'll start with the carpaccio, which we will freeze later. With the help of a sheet of baking paper, we will begin to peel the prawns. We'll remove the guts from the back, of course, in order to leave the prawns well clean. Once the prawns are properly cleaned and peeled, add a few drops of olive oil and use a second sheet of baking paper and a rolling pin to properly flatten the prawns until they form a thin sheet. To know the size that the carpaccio will occupy on the plate, we must use the same mold that we will later use in the plating. And this will be the result. Now to the freezer. Let's continue with the caviar. What we need to do? Well, firstly we just need to separate the yolk from the white. For us, it is much easier to use our hand for the yolk, which we will put to cure in a bowl with the soy you want the most. With the soybean salt, the yolk will be cured, and then we will remove the remaining soybean, which we will save for later. Then we must pour the egg white into a bottle in order to make our caviar. Now we will proceed to start the tartare by carefully peeling our tomato. Once peeled, try to slice the tomato finely and gently. And after making the sheets, we will cut on both sides to start the tartare. First on one side, and then on the other. Once cut, we put it as I am doing right now, because then we are going to add a little Himalayan salt, which will make the tomato sweat his special water. It is quite advisable to pour the salt on the back of the hand in order to know the salt reference that we add. And this will make this water come out from the tomato. That will be the perfect accompaniment for our tomato and avocado tartare. We cut the avocado in half and remove the seed. Now we need to laminate the avocado very carefully. Now, with the help of a spoon, we will add the avocado that will give a very special texture to the tartar. Regarding the cherry tomatoes, we make a small mark on them and we are going to plunge them in water on the verge of boiling. We must keep them there for more or less 30 seconds. Remove the tomatoes from the water to let them cool down from a while. There you go. With the change to room temperature is more than enough. We peel the tomatoes and save them for confit at a low temperature. With the fire low, we put the tomatoes so that they are made slowly. In addition, we put some of our aromatic plants and a garlic in order to confit it. To make the caviar, we must put a few drops of egg white in warm oil. Because of this, some egg pearls will be formed, the caviar, which will be saved for later. Remember to stir the oil gently so that the pearls do not stick together. And there you go. Here we have our egg caviar ready to save for later. Once the tomato water has been separated, we begin the process of seasoning of the tartar. Let's start with a smidge of black pepper. A little extra salt. And of course, a few drops of olive oil. And finally, stir it for a bit before letting it marinate for a while. In the tomato water, add a few drops of olive oil, typical Spanish style of course, and a little salt. We reserve the water because next we will proceed to the plating. So now we put the yolk that we have reserved in a pastry bag. Of course, try to put it as carefully as possible. A useful trick is to use a glass to be able to put the bag. Then crush the yolk with your own fingers so that is smooth. Perfect, we already have prepared the most important ingredients to assemble the tartar. Now, with the help of the mold that we have used previously to calculate the quantity of the prawn carpaccio, we will assemble the tartar. In my opinion, always use a deep plate so as not to waste anything and to make things easier. We assemble, little by little, our tomato tartar. But not just regular tomatoes, seasonal tomatoes, because in our region, La Rioja, we have some spectacular tomatoes, which make this recipe a very fresh, tasty and extremely healthy dish, absolutely ideal for summer. We fill the mold as much as we can, and in order to crown our tartar, we will put the pink prawn carpaccio above it. Which, of course, we have in the freezer. Why have we frozen it? Well, first of all, it prevents anisakis and other health-related problems. Plus, the fact that it is frozen makes removing the baking paper much easier. As you can see, it ends up being like a kind of shrimp bread, which brings consistency to the tartar and is very tasty to eat. We are almost there. Now we will spread the egg caviar at different points. The egg well present, of course, as in any other tartar. We have also to sprinkle a few drops of our cured soy yolk, which will give a little excitement to the dish and a very interesting color. Para terminar, vamos a ir colocando las hierbas de nuestro huerto. To finish, we will place the aromatic plants of our urban garden, starting with, of course, Spanish basil. El rocío. Esta flor. The dew flower, which has a rather unexpected spinach flavor. The halophils, that will give a very interesting acid touch to the mix. We can't forget the Greek basil, which is very aromatic. And finally some verbena flowers in order to make the plate even more aesthetically pleasant. And if you're feeling fancy, you can always put some egg yolk drops around the tartar to enrich the presentation. And finally, crowning the plate, we add the candied tomatoes. That maintain all the aroma of the Riojan garden. And just as I promised you, to accompany this tartar, a very special drink. This pure tomato water, which makes the plate quite special. And here I present you my dish. Alongside this unique drink, the tomato water, such fragrance, such freshness. And well, this is my proposal for the International Cooking Contest for Blind People. Tomato tartar alongside garden herbs.